All right. Here's the tail molds. I'm going to go ahead and remove the masking tape. And the other one. Now, this mold makes a hollow molded tail. A little bit different than a foam cord or a balsa cord. Although there will be balsa in this tail. It'll be part of the skin. Be the sandwich material in the skin. It's going to have a layer of 1.5 ounce cloth, a layer of balsa, and then a layer of 1.5 ounce cloth with some carbon fiber and some Kevlar for the hinge and a strip of unicarbon for the spar in the center. We can set these aside for the time being. We need to make some balsa inserts. We need to make balsa skins for this. And I just use 32nd inch balsa. Bought it from Lone Star Balsa. It's a little thicker than a 32nd of an inch. A little disappointed in how thick it turned out, but it works okay. And the tail on this plane is a bit on the heavy side anyway. Well, the plane needs a little tail weight, so it's not too bad to be a little heavy on the tail. And you'll see this piece of balsa that I have here is a little bit small on this side and on this side, but this template's too big for the inside of the mold, so I cut a little inside of this anyway, so this will be just fine. And I'm going to do this. It's symmetric, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, I forgot doing that other piece. That's the problem with filming stuff, is you forget to do stuff, or you get in a rush. This is where the spar goes, and this is where the hinge is, the elevator itself, along that line. So let me do this. We can get it right. Okay, still filming, I suppose. So there we got him. Now let me get a different razor blade. Okay, I'm going to cut inside of the blue line. Alright, I'm back. The camera ran out of, or the memory card ran out of memory. So let's call this top. So I'm just checking for fit. Make sure they fit in there all right. This needs to be shaved down. Not too bad. Okay, go this bottom. Then I take sandpaper. Where is it? This one here. And you really want to thin the edges of this, especially on the trailing edge. You want it really thin so it doesn't get thick. Then I will take round over these edges. Probably can't see. Round over the other edges too. About it. Now I need to cut out this area right here where the elevator goes. And if you remember, I marked it. What I'll do is cut out about 1/8 of an inch on each side of the elevator. So about 1/4 of an inch total. And on this, I'll try to cut it at an angle. It's really hard to sand this, but you want it tapered also. Okay, so we got skins. Fit in there. Got the fabrics cut out. I think we're ready to lay out. I'm going to go turn the vacuum pump on, and I will be right back. Okay, here are the molds. Mixing up some epoxy. That's better. Oh. Okay, I'll pour a little bit in here. I hope that's enough. I may have to mix up some more epoxy. I forgot about doing this. Okay, make some thickened epoxy with micro balloons. Don't really need any Composite in this one. Just thickened epoxy. Oh, that's plenty. Okay, it's thick. I take a Ziploc bag, open it up, and kind of open up the corner, set it there. Turn it. It's like frosting a cake. Cut the end. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of this splooge, this stuff in the edges of the mold. Not sure that I have enough epoxy. We'll see. We'll mix up some more if we have to. Okay. Get the roller. And I'll roll a little bit. Really get into that outside. Just roll a little bit here. Get the fabric. So roll it down. Make sure it's laying down and all wet. Okay. Now the fabrics go in. And I usually mark this. I'm going to go ahead and mark it. I usually mark it before I roll it out so I can see underneath there. Okay, it needs to go at least to there and about right there. At least to there. This is the Kevlar hinge that goes on the top. Okay, and then I've got, alright, back on this video. My battery ran out last night, and there's no way I can stop and charge it while I got epoxy drying. What you missed was, I just put in the Kevlar on this one. On the bottom side, there's a strip of carbon that I laid down on that top skin. Then you put the balsa in, and then another layer of carbon fiber. Well, I'm sorry, before you put that last layer of, not carbon fiber, before you put that last layer of fiberglass on, I put some carbon tow here for the spar on both top and bottom. Then the final layer of glass, and then a layer of peel ply, and then some paper towels. Put it in the bag, vacuum it down. Now I'm going to take it apart now. clean it up and glue it together. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, what you do here is, this is paper towel, this is pill play right here, fiberglass. So you grab the pill play in the corner and you pull it. You don't pull it straight up or you'll pull your whole mold out, but you just pull it sideways. What it does is it leaves a rough surface where the epoxy was so that you can glue to it and it'll stick. Okay. Now, what I'll do is make sure that this surface is flush everywhere. And I do that a little bit with a razor and sometimes with sandpaper. I can feel that is pretty high. I don't know if you can see that or not. But you just cut that. I'm going to cut that flush with the mold surface. You just got to be careful doing this that you don't cut too far, or cut into too far into the part, or too far into the mold. Alright, what I'll do here, take flat sandpaper and sand it a little bit. Just to make sure. What I'll usually do here is cut this leading edge, usually. Okay, there's the two halves. They're going to go together like this. Now, normally, so here's my spar cap, the Kevlar, and then there's carbon fiber. You can see it goes all the way up to here, underneath there. Normally, you'll put a vertical grain piece of balsa in between to join the spar caps together. This is so thin; these skins almost touch each other. I mean, it'd be almost a non-existent shear web. So really, all I do is just put epoxy for the spar right there. Epoxy all the way around here and slap it together. I'm gonna go mix up some epoxy now. We'll do that. All right, back. What I don't like about cotton flock is that it tends to clump up. It's a little harder to spread, and it's really hard to get thin. But, see, it clumps. Instead of coming out nice and smooth, it comes out in clumps. Without it, it's just that simple. I need some clamps. Then you just take this, put it together, clamp it.